Hey y'all. Um, just a quick note on what's going on. So as you finish up your data collection, you're going to need to start working with that data to make some links between different data points, to draw conclusions about what your data means, and to really transform what is essentially some type of qualitative data into something quantitative that you can work with in numeric format, because you're going to want to use things like charts, not statistics, charts, graphs, tables. You're going to want to use these numbers in your results section as you write your paper. So again, I want to stress the difference between qualitative and quantitative here. Quantitative is a numerical form, something that we can collect and put into categories and enumerate on and really number. Qualitative is more feelings, sentiments, things that can't be quantified. So in order to work with data that we collect as qualitative data, we have to turn it into a form that we can start to do some math to. Obviously, you want to screen your data to make sure everybody filled out their forms correctly. We want to make sure that each respondent was actually took the survey or was actually interviewed. We want to make sure that they meet our research criteria if there was any. We want to make sure that the proper data collection method was followed. And obviously, if we didn't get all of the answers that we wanted to get, if we didn't fill in all of the necessary boxes, then we probably need to throw that out. We probably need to just get rid of that survey data. So there is definitely some validation that needs to go on here. So when you get your data back, you can't just look at it as a chunk of data and then do something to it. You have to make sure that each of them is correct. Once you've validated your data, you can start to edit it. That means that you're making sure that there's no errors or missing data. And if there are, then you have to adjust your data accordingly. Like I was saying, throw it out. Once you're done with that, you start to code your data. I'm going to post some links in the playlist below this video to dig into how to code qualitative data in ways that maybe I don't want to get into. Take a look at the videos that I post on the playlist. They're going to be helpful. Even if you don't need all of the concepts in them, it'll give you a good introduction to the world of qualitative data analysis. So there's a couple of ways that we can start to draw conclusions about information, about data, once we have it in a form that we can do math with. So there's this level of analysis called descriptive analysis, and what that lets us do is to deal with individual variables in a more global sense and to start to find patterns. So these are things like the mathematical terms you're probably used to from statistics, things like the mean, what's the average, the median, what was the midpoint of your respondents, the most common value, what percentage, what frequency did this answer occur, or this category, if you've coded your data, what frequency did that occur at? And then if you have it, what's the highest and lowest value you got? The next level after that is inferential analysis. Inferential analysis is more complex. It is making connections between different data points. So things like drawing a correlation between X and Y is a type of inferential analysis. So say that you survey college students and you group your students into age ranges, age brackets between 18 to 20, 20 to 25, etc., etc., then you might find that there is a correlation between 18 to 25-year-olds and one of the answers that you gave. Or sorry, 18 to 20-year-olds and one of the answers that you found. Regression shows or predicts the relationship between two variables. Variance is just whether two demographic groups differ. I don't expect you to go to this much detail in your project here, just because you're not dealing with huge groups of data, so some of these are a little more in the weeds than you need to know. With that said, you definitely want to do some of this in your paper. You definitely want those percentages, those frequencies, those kind of descriptive analyses to be present in what you write, because they are the bones of what makes qualitative research powerful. And then you definitely want some kind of correlation. You definitely want to show the relationship between a couple of your variables. That's going to be important going into the discussion section as you start to discuss the implications that your research has, your findings, and how it contributes to that overall body of knowledge that you started your paper off with. So the whole back half of the paper is all about drawing relationships among your data, and then between your data and the topic, and then between this paper that you're actually writing and the overall field of knowledge.